Hey, hi. Hey, hi, hello. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess, and I am refilming this video because, I always look a mess, but it looked really bad in the last one, and I was like, okay, we cannot do that. So here we are refilming. Also, I haven't seen these glasses in months, and I'm so excited that I found them because I really love these. But so last night's video, well, you probably already see the thumbnail, but it was an unhaul. But I didn't have these books picked out at first. I was just looking at my shelves as I was filming and being real. I was trying to be real with myself. I told myself, Jessica, let's just be honest. Let's just be real. And so I came up with a stack of books to unhaul. And I did do an unhaul either right at the end of last year or the beginning of this year, I don't remember. But I need to do more. As you can see, still have not organized these shelves. And there's many reasons. I'd be tired. Also, my day job, I work in here. Very grateful for it to be from home, but it takes up a lot of space because of all the monitors and stuff. And so when I clock out, I'm like, slam that computer shut, out the door. I don't want to be in this space anymore. It's really tainted my safe space and I'm really sad, but I don't want to put it in my bedroom. I don't have anywhere else to put it. So I had to figure out a way that I can like put it away and not have to look at it so I can enjoy this space and care about this space because I don't spend any time in here outside of work. So I haven't been motivated to put my books up, decorate. Really sad because I'm very fortunate to have this space, but capitalism is capitalisming. Anyway, I have this stack of books and there were some that I was like on the fence about, but I put them back. I'm gonna keep those for now, but I'm gonna go over these. And if for some reason you're like, no, Jessica, keep it, read it right now. Tell me down below. I may or may not keep it, but anyway, let me get them. Okay, we're gonna start out with some classics, which I don't know why I've held on to them for so long. Like, do I read that many classics? No, not really at all. I'm sure there's some out there that I will enjoy, but I'm still really tainted from having to read some in high school. So the first one I have is a complete Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. And this is just like a, what does it say? Barnes & Noble classic, but it has like sticky residue right here. And it's, please look at how small the words are. Oh my word. Now I obviously love BBC Sherlock and I hear a lot of great things about, this is the one with Lucy Liu? Elementary? Is that it? Haven't watched that. And obviously I know of these stories, but never read them. And I'm not gonna say I'm never going to, but I can tell you I'm not gonna read them the next couple of years. Just not. And if I change my mind, then I'll borrow from the library, but I don't need to own this. It's, you know, besides the stickiness on the side, it's in pretty good condition, so somebody else can get use out of this. You know what I'm saying? Then we have A Movable Feast. Yes, by Ernest Hemingway. Maybe I bought this because I loved The Sun Also Rises, or The Sun Also Rises? The Sun Also Rises, but again, another used copy. Apparently this is about France. People living in France after World War I, which, you know, I bet was a time, and it's short, but I still do not see myself reading this in the next few years. And again, I could get it from the library, and this copy is just like, who cares? Why did I get this? I don't know, but I would like to go to France again. And then I got this chonker. And it is East of Eden by John Steinbeck. Someone told me, they're like, oh my God, I read this book. It was so amazing. And I got it, and again, a used copy. And a nice flop, but oh my God. There's a lot of words, a lot of pages. It does have deckled edges, which I love. But yeah, Johnny Boy, maybe later, like 3 to 5 years later. This is not on my radar at all. No, let it go. Then I have some historical fiction, which makes me so sad. This is historical fiction right here. I haven't really been reading as much historical fiction as I used to. And maybe that's because I read a lot of historical World War II historical fiction, which is a lot of it. It's not all of it, but a lot. I think one of these is, yes, this one, The Paris Architect. I don't know where I got this one from. I might have got it from a friend and I just kept it, but it's like 1942 in Paris. A gifted architect accepts a commission that will bring him a great deal of money and maybe get him killed. I have no idea. I've never heard of it. Could be a good book. I just don't want to read. I just want to read it anytime soon. No. And another, I don't know if this one's World War II, but this is called The Steady Running of the Hour. Again, I haven't heard of it, which is not a bad thing. I'm almost like, maybe because I haven't heard of these books, maybe I should keep them. But that's not a good excuse either. But this says something like, in 1924, an English mountaineer dies attempting to summit Mount Everest, leaving his fortune to a mysterious former lover. Okay, so maybe not around World War II, but, oh. This says Tristan races from London, World War I, archives the French battlefields to the fjords of Iceland, piecing together the story behind the unclaimed riches. Okay, a reckless love affair. I need to let it go because I've had this for years and I have never picked it up. Have y'all heard of this? Somebody tell me about this. Should I let it go? Now this one I have read. None of those I've read, but I've read this one. And it is A Lesson Before Dying by Ernest J. Gaines. So I watched this movie. I swear it was Mekhi Phifer in the movie. Maybe Cicely Tyson. Years ago. Love the movie. It was so sad, but thought it was a really great movie. And so I was like, oh, let me read the book. And they're very similar, I think. I did read this a while ago, so I'm forgetting. But I just don't remember being like, oh my God, the book. I don't think it added that much for me. And I'm never gonna reread it. So this isn't the best, it's not in the best shape, but it's, you know, I'm gonna donate it and somebody else might enjoy it. Even though it's really sad. I have another one, The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd. So seen the movie, really like the movie. I think that was a young Dakota Fanning in that movie. Alicia Keys, Queen Latifah, who else? Good movie, read the book, good book. I don't have any desire to reread it. It's not like an all-time favorite. It's basically this little white girl who gets her life changed by these black women. Ooh. Yeah, I don't need that. Okay, next. Y'all, it's been a day today. It's been a day. Spy Family Volume 1. Now, I did read this, and I'm currently on Spy Family Volume 5, but I've just been borrowing the library. It's just hard for me right now to buy these individually when I can read them in one sitting, even though I love how manga looks on the shelves. But this is such a fun manga. It's the first one I've ever read, and we have our spy, and his newest mission calls for him to get a wife and a daughter, and they are not what he thinks they are. Like on the surface, they maybe have some secrets of their own, and it's just a hoot and a holler of fun. So I'm gonna keep reading them, but I'm not gonna buy them all, so no reason to keep it. And then this one I recently read with this teensy little novella from Tor. Thank you so much for sending this to me, by Veronica Roth. It's called Arch Conspirator. Now, I really enjoyed this. I saw Bethany's review and she didn't like this as much because this is a reimagining or retelling of Antigone. Now, I've heard of Antigone, Oedipus, Creon, but I don't know Greek tragedies, Greek history, stuff like that, mythology like that. I've just never been super interested in it. So I like know names and vague things. Is that Greek? I think it's Greek. But so I didn't know that story, and I didn't look it up before reading this. And so this is like a sci-fi dystopian version of that. And so if you know the story of Antigone, I guess it's too close to that. But if you don't know the story and just want something short, that is a dystopian sci-fi, questionable, people in control kind of thing, I think it would be worth a read. It's 110 pages, and I read it, started it one night and finished the next day, so I feel really accomplished because I've been struggling. But yeah, I liked it. It's finally time to let this go. This is A Secret History by old Donna Tartt herself, and it's a terrible, raggedy used copy, which speaks to the book Raggedy. This is some people's pinnacle, the definition of dark academia, and I'm like, ooh, hold on. I started this book. Okay, you can see some tabs. I've tried to read this book 4 separate times, 3 of them being with my eyeballs, and once the audiobook. The audiobook should be a crime. Donna Tartt narrates it, and it is the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. And that's saying a lot. But if one day I feel the energy, the strength, the focus to read this book and drag it for filth, because I know that's what I would do, and that's why I've been holding on to it, then I will borrow it, or I could buy another used copy if I feel so inclined. But I'm sick of it. I'm sick of thinking about it, and so it needs to go. Oh, well, there it goes. Whew, now this one, child. Okay, do not judge me. I watched the mini-series of this book many moons ago with Angelica Houston and Juliana Margulies, and I loved it back then. I have not watched it in ages, but it's The Mist of Babylon. Okay, and I didn't know it was a book at the time, and then one time in Goodwill, this is a nice yellowed copy, I saw it and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna read it. And then years later, maybe a couple years ago, I found out that Marion Zimmer Bradley, the author, is terrible and has, okay, it's either her or someone, I will look it up and clarify, but I think it's her that essayed children. So Marion Zimmer Bradley's daughter, Moira Grayland, claimed that she was essayed by her mother from the age of 3 to the age of 12, and she said that her mother had many other victims, and they were not just girls, and also Zimmerman Bradley's husband, which I don't know if that's Moira's father, was also an abuser of children, and I think that he ended up in prison. There's a lot more information. I just didn't want to go into that here, but yeah, disgusting and gross. Maybe her own. And this is a King Arthur retelling, which is so weird that I really enjoyed. And maybe I don't mind King Arthur as much in like a visual format, like TV or movie. But when I've read it, I'm never like wowed by King Arthur stories. So I probably wouldn't enjoy this anyway. So let's just let it go. I paid probably $2 for it. Oh well, goodbye. Okay. Whoa. Okay, like my treadmill is right here. Terrible positioning, but this is an arc that I got last year. Into the Mist. This is supposed to be like high school teachers get like powers or something after a nuclear bomb or whatever. And it did sound interesting. However, I don't know if I have read this tagline, because now it says, as men fall to the mist, the age of womankind begins to rise. And things with this verbiage almost always, usually, most times, turn out to be something icky. You know, I feel like that's a slippery slope leading into some not good things. And then I just haven't heard good things about the author. I don't know. I've like looked at it and I've been like, and I haven't wanted to read it. So let someone else have it. This book. Okay, I honestly don't know why I have this. I think Andrew must have bought it, which I don't even know why, because he don't read. But Into the Wild. Why? I don't want to read this. I've watched part of the movie and that was enough for me. John, whatever his name is. This is the dude and he moves to Alaska and stuff and he's living in a bus or something. And then I think there's an ending that I already know what happens in the ending and I'm like, okay, I really don't know why this is here. But it's not a big book, but it's taking up space nonetheless. So I'm gonna let it go. Now, the coup de grace. I don't even know if I'm using that right, but I'm gonna say it anyway. And these are the final 3 in my pile. Oh my God. And that is The Way of the World of the Lights. The Way of the Worlds? What's this called? Oh, The Wheel of Time. So I bought these 3 that I have here from Half Price Books years ago, being like, oh, I'm gonna read them and slowly collect the hardcovers, because I do enjoy these old school fantasy covers. I just think they're really great. Very, you know, like 90s fantasy covers. And then I finally did read the first 3, and this is the first 2, plus I don't know when you're supposed to read this book. It's like a campaign. It's not a novella. Is it a novella? I don't know. Anyway, it's an addition to the other, I don't know, 15, 14 books that are in the series. So I read the first 3. I actually was surprised that I did really like the first one for the most part. 2, 3, and then a lot of people were like, okay, book 4 is your make or break. Like, you're either gonna love it and want to continue or hate it and stop. And it has been over a year since I requested book 4 from the library, and every time it comes in, I'm like, push it back, push it back. And this last time it came in, I was like, girl, just let it go. We're not gonna read it. We don't want to read it. Let it go. And so I'm letting it go. And I kind of was like, I should keep these because, you know, I don't know if these are in print anymore, because I know they recently redid like new covers, or at least paperbacks, but they're chunky. This is my chunky white man shelf. I already have enough books on it. If I need to get back to Stormlight, so I don't have time for this. I'll just go to this white dude instead of this one. So maybe somebody will find these and I'm like, oh my God, this is what I was missing for my collection, or this will start their collection, and they'll love it, because I don't. Rand sucks. Like, I can't do it. I cannot do it. Okay, let me take a overview of my shelf and see if there's anything left that I could part with at the moment. And then if not, we'll wrap it up. You know what? That's good enough. I just had a haul, and I don't know how many books I hauled, but I feel like this is good to be unhauling some. I just took some in, some out, some to go out, and that should just be a regular thing, you know, every couple of months if I haul some books, then I need to really take a look and be real with myself and let some go. So I think that's gonna be it for me. We got some classics, we got some arcs, maybe just one, some randos, and some old school fantasy. Got a little historical fiction, so a nice smattering. I doubt I'll put any of these on Pango. If I do, I can link my Pango under this video and see what's there. I don't think there's much up there right now, but it may not have been a lot, but it made space. Does it look like it? No, mind your business. But now, especially up here, I got a nice big gap in my chunky fantasy shelf, so I could put more there. And I took some from this pile here, and down here you can't see it, but like half of the cubby is now empty. So pat myself on the back. Getting rid of some is better than getting rid of none, right? I guess. Anyway, do you have any books on your shelf that are staring at you and you're like, bitch, I know I'm not gonna read you, but I want to keep you for some reason? Like, I have other ones. Like, am I really ever gonna read The Starless Sea? I don't know, but I'm not getting rid of this book because it's beautiful. I'm just being real with you. I'm just being honest, okay? It's not going nowhere. I think about reading it sometimes, and then sometimes I'm like, no. But then I'm like, I don't want to read it, because then what if I don't like it? Then I'm gonna be mad that I have it on my shelf. But then I'm like, but what if I love it? So anyway, that's just thing here. So, you know, there's some where I've been honest with myself, but I'm still keeping them because it's art. But other ones, I'm like, these, they're not special editions. They don't mean anything to me. Blah, blah, blah. Go off, spread your wings, be with someone else. So let me know any of your thoughts. Again, if you think for some reason I really need to keep one of these and read it ASAP, let me know. And then let me know what book is staring you in the face on your shelf. And maybe you should go look at it, and you should go, and maybe you should take it off your shelf and then see if you really miss it on your shelf. And then if you don't, get it out of there. You know what I'm saying? We're getting rid of excess in 2023. Well, not all of it. Not all of it. I'm not doing that. But I do want to get rid of more things. I feel like we've gotten rid of so much stuff, and yet I still feel like I have a lot of stuff. But that also is hard for me to get rid of it. Like, I can't just do a whole massive purge. So little by little, like we did our closet a couple weeks ago and got rid of like 2 big boxes of clothes and a second bag of clothes. Well, like had 3 big things to donate, and then we had a bag of trash and then a bunch of like empty shoe boxes. So that felt really good to like empty out our closet. I got rid of stuff I don't wear, because literally I wear crew necks and like athletic pants or yoga pants. So I want to, maybe in a month or so I'll feel different and can get rid of more. But anyway, I'm babbling all this to say that it's a constant struggle. It's a work in progress. Maybe by summer, this room will look nice, and maybe it won't. I don't know, you'll have to stay tuned. But thank you so much for watching. Give a video a like, subscribe if you'd like to be here with these crazy shenanigans, and stay blessed, hydrated, moisturized, and sunscreened. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye. What was this? Bye.